from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
All right, hello and welcome to another edition of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. My name is Adam Baum. I am your host for the evening. We are on episode number 570. That is right. And unfortunately, I broke my streak that goes like 2 or 3 years back by missing Monday's show. But I'm glad to be back here in studio alongside Rody Rob.
Hey, you know, I have been watching tennis for a few years, and I don't know how I missed this Naomi Osaka chick. She's badass, man.
Way to stay on topic.
She's going to hook me back into it. Yeah.
Tennis is always good to watch if you're a fan. My dad, of course, loved your Facebook post all about it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
And my other cohort who I don't see anymore, he's kind of like a pen pal type friend, Bionic Bias Brian. What are you up to?
Nothing, man. I've just been watching a lot of tennis, and Pete Sampras is off the chain.
Yeah, I think he's really going to surpass Jim Courier.
Mm-hmm.
Boris Becker is a beast, man.
Yeah.
So is Michael Chang.
Yeah.
And Yvonne Lendel's hanging on just like Jimmy Carter.
Dude, Michael Chang had fucking like monster thighs. He had like rock level thighs.
Oh yeah, no, that is true. That's damn true. So we're gonna break from our normal like Who Won Wednesday and kind of go line by line and vote and stuff. We're just gonna really talk tonight about the storylines. We are covering NXT side by side with AEW's Dynamite from tonight, NXT from Super Tuesday. I don't know how super it was. There were some matches, of course, we'll mention. But I think both programs did a really good job of kind of building stories toward the next event, the next arcs, the next whatever.
I wanted to break
next
in
chapters.
I wanted to break in because I got that in my notes, my massive, vast notepad.
You are worthless tonight.
I know. There it is. So one of the notes, though, that I made was it's refreshing to see the very open change in directions, right? NXT does it a little bit more kind of hidden, like, oh, they're moving now. We see that. They don't really say they're moving, but they're moving. AEW is refreshing. When you saw, you know, Jericho get up there and say what he said about the tag division, when you saw, you know, the interview, I'm sure we're going to talk about all this, but the interview with Omega, you know, to openly just state, this is what I'm going to do now, rather than make us wonder who your next program is. Now we're just going, oh, this is the direction they're going. It's so fucking refreshing, man.
But it still gave us some questions. So it did a little bit of both. It gave us answers. It was like an episode of Lost.
Yeah.
I got some answers while I got some new questions.
Right.
Brian, what was your take on tonight's and did you watch NXT, I hope?
I watched NXT, of course.
Good.
I love the opening match, of course, Balor versus Cole. That was fucking awesome. But with the AEW, they had a few new debuts. They, like you said, they started a lot of new storylines. So it is nice to know like exactly kind of what direction they're going in with some of these guys, because there were a lot of questions that they left unanswered after All Out. So I thought it was a pretty good episode overall.
And that's the other thing that you mentioned, since it was All Out. Rob, it was kind of a reset, you know, like you're supposed to after a pay-per-view. Show a little bit of your hand where you're going from here.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I want to jump on Stike for a minute on the board, our Hall of Famer on the YouTube live chat board, who he says AEW tonight was a heavy promo show. Now, I don't know if he means that in a disparaging way or if he's just saying that as a point of
statement.
fact.
Yeah.
Right. But I do want to say that, so last night I'm watching the NBA playoffs, right? And I noticed that the way, it just occurred to me that the way I was watching these games.
You were watching tennis.
I was flipping back and forth.
Okay.
Right? But the way I was watching these games was different than I had watched basketball games in the past. In the past, I was all about, you know, see him hit the threes, fucking fadeaways, dunks, all the fucking cool stuff about basketball. And now when I watch, I tend to pay more attention to the kind of the mechanics and the IQ, the game of it, you know, the picks, the rolls, the fucking, you know, are they playing the board? Are they working their height first? I'm more focused on that.
The X's and O's.
And I think as a wrestling fan, you know, a long way to get here, but as a wrestling fan, fucking, you know, when I was younger, 20s, you know, maybe early 30s, I was still about, you know, fucking bumps and you know, the fucking
playing hard in the post.
Right.
Table crashes.
Shit like that. Right. I was really into that. And I still like that, you know, just like I still like slam dunks. But now
we came up in a bad boy era.
Right. But now I tend to be a lot more focused on the promos and the story because I have a lot of shit in my life. Life gets real at a certain age. You got to keep me entertained. Wrestling matches are great. But you got to keep me entertained.
You got to have the story, and I mean that's one of the things that I think is the reason why, and she wasn't on tonight, but Britt Baker has seen some success, if you want to call it that, is because she's somewhat entertaining, even if she can't wrestle.
But she'll kill that in the ring. I mean, you can still kill the storyline with a really bad match,
right? As a pre-produced match.
I mean, you can give Joey Janela the greatest storyline in the history of the world, and the minute he has a match, it's fucking over.
Just the bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that segment is brought to you by the bad boy. Also on the board, we got Bus. He's being a dick. He says, for the first time in a while, I watched NXT last night. I had trouble sleeping, and it was the only thing that helped.
Wow. Ba-dum-bumch.
Yeah.
Look, the last couple of weeks, we had really shit hard on NXT, going very Vincey. It was very clown car. The takeover was very fucking Cirque du Soleil bullshit.
Worst of the 30.
Worst of the 30 by far. Yep. Not even an argument. And tonight was last night rather, was a good NXT episode that, again, moved on to different story arcs, introduced some new rivalries. None of the promos were bad. The acting was horrible in the Candice LeRae segment, but, beyond that, it was funny.
Felt like late night Skinamax. I got a question for you guys. Did you talk at all about All Out on Monday? Because I just want to. My comment really. There was I think that show could have benefited from a takeover style booking and put like 5 to 6 or 7 matches most on there. A lot of those felt like glorified Dynamites. And they were like matches should have been, and they're just trying to get them out there.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how in our radio background that on a radio show we'd always steal fucking segments from people on the other side of the country, right? Who fucking knows? We'll use it, whatever.
Right.
I feel like that should be said for NXT when it comes to takeovers, minus this last one. But NXT has set the bar. They have shown the formula for a successful, not only schedule of takeovers, but production and booking of takeovers. And AEW be wise to say we should follow that formula. It's not surrendering to anything to say you did that right. We're going to emulate.
It's taking your best feuds and sending them to the pay-per-view. That's what it is. And Rob made a point, Brian, and kind of All Out got away from this. Rob made this point in criticism on TakeOver 30. He says they're not going to add last-minute matches. Why would you do that? And they did it, and it was very bad. A lot of matches got added late to All Out that were, in my opinion, again, could have been on Dynamite. I'm being critical here. I'm not arguing. There was a lot of really good stuff that happened at All Out, but it just 5 hours seems so long to get to those good parts.
It was, and one of the big things too for me was just there were a lot of gimmick matches. I've been saying that for the past few weeks that they've been promoting that, and I don't know. To me, that just kind of, I don't know. AEW wasn't supposed to be all about gimmick matches, and they had so many on this card. So for me, I mean, it wasn't a bad show, but it was definitely. I said it on Monday actually. It was definitely the worst one that they've put out so far.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing, but I mean, it wasn't bad, but
I think
it just wasn't the best. It wasn't the strongest.
And I'm glad he went there, Rob, because now side by side, All Out is the worst from AEW, and TakeOver 30 is the worst from NXT.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say they're the common factor, and they're working with what they got with COVID. But I still don't think that COVID matters on that formula. Go in there, have your 5 best rivalries face off and end their shit and move on. I think that is the perfect fucking formula. You don't need a bunch of fluff. You don't. I'm sorry.
Bucks didn't need to be on that card.
Bucks didn't need to be there. You didn't need fucking the Mimosa match that was easily a main event for.
Same with the 8-man tag
for Dynamite. You didn't need the 8-man tag. I mean, a lot of this was TV fluff that you should have left on TV, and I mean that as a fan. I want it to be different. I'm not saying you suck. I'm saying you can be better than that.
And here's my segue then. Let's go into tonight. A lot of stories were built between both shows, and let's explore where they're going with it. Brian already mentioned it earlier. Finn Balor now the champ here. Where do we go? Who's his next opponent kind of thing? Where do we see this going? And Rob brought up this off air, Brian, and I wanted to get your take. Is Finn going to be a heel or face champion?
Ooh. Let me give you my argument before you give us your ultimate,
please.
Swami.
Okay, yeah, if you want to pull an Adam, go ahead.
No, because I think because he's the final say in this because it's Hey Brian, right? I just want to present all the arguments. Right. And my argument is Finn Balor down there now as the champion. You want to put a face on NXT. Baby faces are usually the ones that you really promote to push out a brand. Finn is a great babyface when he is. He's very recognizable. He's an attractive guy that brings people in. I mean that in more than just looks. So for me,
but Cole was a year-long champion as a heel.
Yeah, but Cole was also
and he was the face of the brand.
He wasn't. If you want to mainstream the brand, right? You never would have had WWF launch if you had Iron Sheik as the fucking on the posters, right?
That's different.
No,
Iron Sheik wasn't over. Cole is.
I understand that, but I'm saying if you want to bring in people who might not normally watch NXT, Finn is that guy. If you watch,
I think this is a different argument because this day and age, people love the heels. A good heel is what people gravitate toward.
Wrestling fans who are already watching the program like the heel, right. Finn Balor crosses all boundaries of heel facedom fandom, right? And you put him as the main face for your brand as the champion. That's going to bring in new people who weren't watching.
He's not recognizable outside of Marks.
Main roster people.
Really? You think that Finn, if you put Finn on a marquee somewhere, that people would recognize him like they would?
For your general wrestling fan, yes.
Probably.
But I still...
For a general wrestling fan, yes. But I mean, like, he doesn't have the crossover like, let's say, even Miz or Cena or Rock or somebody like that.
I'm sorry. Look...
Triple H has that brand. HBK has that brand.
Okay, that's fine. But they were never... I mean, they were never the fucking public face of the company. I'm saying I don't think Adam Cole could be the public face of the company.
But he was. What I was arguing is he's the face of the brand for a year.
He was the face of a brand that transitioned from a network-only fucking school into a TV show. That's where he was the fucking a champion, the face of the brand. Now they are on mainstream trying to appeal to a larger audience, and it is more of a profitable type situation. So they're going to put somebody who is more people gravitate more towards. A face has always been the winning formula for promoting your brand. I don't care. A face is always the one. Sting,
I think that's
Hogan.
the case in the Hogan and Sting era. I don't know that that's the case anymore.
I don't think certain things change no matter if eras change or not. Certain things
I think it changed a little bit. Change a little bit.
No.
Like
I just said they can change a little bit, Brian. But I'm saying tag team wrestling. Okay, they got 10 seconds now when they used to have 5 seconds, right?
Sure.
Things can change, but there's always a constant. There's still a time limit. You still got to get out of the ring in some time limit.
I mean, but I'll argue main roster. Drew is the champ. Does not put the same level of recognizable as Randy would be as a champ.
Yeah, okay, fine. That doesn't dispute my argument. He's not that's his own personal thing. There's somebody on that roster they could build up to could be that baby face to really like Cena. Cena was when he was top of the fucking, the world, he was a fucking babyface.
It's true. Well,
he's not too far removed, bro.
No. Stike on the board says Finn's first title feud, in my opinion, is going to be Ciampa. Do you think they go right at Ciampa there?
Well, hold on. Before they do, Brian. Hey, Brian.
Hey.
Solve the answer, man.
Yeah.
Or the riddle.
Finn Balor?
Yeah.
Heel or face? Right now, I mean, he's a face, but I will say. And I mean, this is probably down the line a little bit, but with what I saw tonight and what they're doing with Adam Cole, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Finn could take over like the Undisputed Era and become the de facto leader of that crew and kick out Adam Cole and send him to the main roster.
I know you're shaking your head, Rob, but that is very VKM logic, and I have to say that what Brian's saying there is not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't see a path for that at all.
And Adam Cole becomes the face as the solo guy, while Finn is the leader of a new Bullet Club Undisputed Era as heels. Yes, the Balor Club.
I don't see an opening.
VKM
for that right
logic. VKM logic. Okay. You have to at least acknowledge that's in play here.
So you're saying he's going to stay as a face, Brian, or as a heel? I'm sorry. Definitively,
no.
What is your answer?
Right now, he's a face.
No.
But
the argument that we were having about his role as a champion. Go.
Yes. No, I think ultimately he will become a heel. I do. I really do.
I become a heel, or he is a heel?
Stay a heel.
No, right now he's not.
Right now he's totally a heel.
Right now he's a face. Right
now,
the whole
Prince Balor has been very, very heelish.
He's been a fucking heel, no doubt.
Yeah, and the other thing here is I agree with Stike because I said it off air to Rob. I think he's going to stay as like a little bit of a tweener, and Stike adds in, that way he can fight either. He
could be.
I mean, he is the anti-heel of the roster there, if you want to be that way. I'm worried that they're going to have him fight Velveteen Dream.
The most successful formula for raising the status of your champion has always been face. Now, even Stone Cold, which you could say, oh, he was a tweener. No, Stone Cold's a face. Everybody loves Stone Cold. He flipped back and forth, but he was a face when he was really the champion.
But Rock flipped back and forth.
Yeah, but Rock was also the people's champ. His greatest moments, his most successful run as champion, as face of the company, was during when he was a face. That's when he was getting quoted. That's when he was doing TV shows. That's when he was getting movies. When he was a face. Cena's best run as champion when he was a face. Hogan when he was a face. Sting when he was a face. You can go down the line. All the best title runs ever were when that particular champion was in face status. And that doesn't apply to everyone, but that has always been the most successful ones.
All right, bus on the board. Triple H in a recent interview did say that Undisputed Era will always be on NXT like how Bullet Club is in Japan. Even if Cole, Roddy, Fish, or Kyle get called up, they'll just get replaced.
What?
And Stike adds, it's weird Cole acting as a face while Strong and Fish are still heels. Playing to Brian's theory there, I mean, the facts do add up where it's not entirely crazy, Rob.
No.
That's all we're trying to say.
Okay, no, it's not crazy. If they do pursue the heel thing, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm shocked. Obviously, right. And it might not even be bad. My point is, it's just, I think it's counterproductive if you're trying to build your brand.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this one too much because I want to talk about the next one more. But Dynamite kicked off. Jurassic Express beat Lucha Bros. A little bit of shakeup, Brian. Lucha Bros out there. I like that Kingston came out and said, who's always here for you? It's not your wife to Blade. And he said, it's not that British guy to the Lucha Brothers. I really liked the idea of the way Kingston is leading this faction in this kind of manner. I don't know where it's going or think it has legs, but I did like what he was doing here.
No, and I agree with you. But the whole thing to me, it just seems very underhanded. Like, it seems like at some point Eddie Kingston... Like, even, like, the whole thing with him winking at the camera, like, it's very over the top. I do feel like he's just kind of leading them on, and there's going to be something
to make a name for himself or something.
Right, where, like, he's going to turn on them or do something underhanded where he I feel like he's going to jump into the tag division, but not with any of these guys. I don't know who's going to be his partner. Maybe it's Homicide, and maybe he'll come in. I have no idea. But right now, to me, this just feels all fishy. Like, it doesn't feel like this is going to be a faction for the long time, for the long haul.
When Rob was talking earlier about how some of these things gave us answers, like Jericho, which we'll talk about in a minute, but this one just opened the door for a bunch of questions. We're not really sure where it's going.
I'm sorry. I got look. All that's well and
Debbie
good.
Downer.
All that's well and good, Brian. What you said about what could happen or what might happen. That's all fine. I got no problem with that. I just personally just this segment, this quote unquote promo, which I don't know. I'd call that a promo. I think it was horrible. I really do. I think it was horrible. I think you could have done this so many more creative ways than just having Eddie Kingston in the ring going, stop, bro, stop, bro, stop. I mean,
I thought it was fine.
He didn't do more than one syllable every time he touched the mic. It was... I mean, dude, not until the end. Not until the end. The first 2/3 of the segment was him doing one syllable words, fucking over and over and over. Don't Pac-Man me, motherfucker. That's what happened. That is check the fucking tape.
I'm saying you're Pac-Man and Eddie Kingston.
I'm saying it's fucking okay. Right, yeah. But no, I mean, what story you telling me? No, bro. If it was just an audio segment, you'd be listening to that like, what the fuck is going on?
Here's my take on what the story you're telling. Okay. Yeah. Lucha Bros are going to split up. Pac's going to return, and there'll be a 6-man tag.
Cool. I mean, again, no matter what happens after tonight, it's fine. But just the moment in the ring today was like a really bad taxi cab ride in fucking New York City.
All right, moving on. We're gonna it bookended. It talks about it later, but I want to talk about these things. Two things here. Number one is the Jake and Archer promo in the ring. And then the Mox one. We'll start with Archer. Archer, everything he said, Brian, was good. Simple to the point. I don't know what the hell Jake was talking about, getting wet and all that in the ring. his last couple promos, I don't know if you pay attention on Twitter and stuff, have been very sexual.
They have been very sexual. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I told
right
you
now,
my
or
story, you know.
Who's busting a nut or who's not getting
Yeah, he was
off,
talking about
whatever.
busting a nut and getting oh.
No, Jake's a deviant, bro. I told you that story. And those who I'm not going to tell the story again, you know, fucking check the tapes. But, you know, I know people who have worked with him in the indies, and he's a fucking deviant. I mean, of the fucking first kind, too. I mean, it's not even... So here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. So, Murder Hawk Monster, right? Because they had to add the monster in the end because we couldn't just assume. Murder Hawk and Jake, like, a month ago, he was, like, picking on Jake, right? Why did they stop that? I kind of wish they would have kept that going. Like, if this would have ended tonight's promo... If it would have ended with him like wedging him and been like Melvin and fucking
that's where I think it might be heading, Rob, because I don't know why you're setting Archer up again for a failure here. It has to. He cannot lose clean.
Oh, he can't be the champ.
And he can't, and he won't be the champ. He's not beating Mox.
No, I don't think so either.
I'm telling you,
right.
if I see the third arm coming down during the match for him, I am pulling out my fucking Robinhood trading app and I'm selling all my AEW stock before it falls, because that would Archer would
Third
not.
arm.
It would not do anything.
So Mox, yeah. I'm just gonna blow by that. So Mox answers later in the night. Which I have to quote this off air. Kayfabe, brother. Rob said he really liked the promo here. True or false, Rob?
Yeah, you know, I hate to admit it. It kind of stings me a little bit to say. Yeah,
it did sting you a little bit. The way you said it too. I
really liked the promo. It was solid. It was informative. It was enjoyable. It made a good fucking point. You know, I think that's what's missing in a lot of fucking promos nowadays is, you know, make a point.
And he ended on that point, Brian. He said, "Do you really want to bet against me?"
It's true. You talking about Mox, right?
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't bet him against him either. But I do like how he sold the fact that how he was putting over Lance Archer when he said that he was the next challenger, and he was like, "Fuck." He didn't say "fuck," but
right.
He seemed like he was kind of irritated about that. He has to challenge him. But I do like the promo that Mox had. I think it put over Lance as a challenger, but ultimately, I mean, like you guys said, I don't think Lance Archer is going to win this match.
Yeah. No, fuck no.
The one part of it that I actually really, really enjoyed was that he was, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like, you know, I had to crawl through dirt and up the mountain or whatever it is to get to where I'm at.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, and people think they can just campaign and run their mouth and get there. And I was like, that's a powerful fucking statement, kayfabe or not, right? So... Yeah, that
double entendre there,
right?
Almost.
Yeah, so I was totally into that. I was like, this is a good, and I am I'm not a Mox hater. I'm just not necessarily for Mox being the man. So this was a refreshing retreat from that.
On the next up, we had Matt Hardy plugging his family, thanking his fans for all the concern and stuff.
Thank you.
How do we feel about this? Are we okay now? Matt's come out publicly. Tony's made a statement. Are we okay? Even Reby was out there to, you know.
Look, here's the refreshing thing about this, Brian, is, you know, the openness to notice what happened. You heard the outcry from the fans and from the family, frankly.
Oh, yeah, the wife was the most vocal.
Right. Not only were you vocal about your apology and your misstep in social media, but you did it as well on TV. And you did it with the people. Well, Tony Khan wasn't there, but Matt taking, you know, that blame. I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. And the fact that he was like, I didn't, maybe, and I took this as kind of true as a shoot. I didn't realize how much our safety means to you fans. We all thought, fuck, you want us to throw ourselves through fucking tables and break our necks for you. They didn't realize, hey, yeah, Matt, bro, we don't want you to get hurt. Please.
We've always been sad about any injury that's taking people out of runs. I mean, I'm a little sad that I'm listening to Wade Barrett tonight instead of watching him wrestle. You know, I mean, these things, we don't wish that upon anyone.
Yeah. So with all that said, the way they handled it, Brian, I'm over it. Thank you.
No, yeah. I think they put a cap on it. I think Matt Hardy did a great job of kind of addressing the whole issue. I will say though, and Stike has a point on the board too. I agree with him. He says that I think Reby's facial expression still looked like she was pissed.
Yeah,
and I agree.
Even
I
under the mask.
too. When they were cutting to her, Yeah, it's probably because of the mask, but like when he kept cutting to her, like when Matt would address her, she was like shaking her head, kind of like saying she was saying no. But I mean, overall, it was still a good promo from Matt.
Yeah,
and I like the fact that they addressed the whole thing like head on.
When Kiera,
no pun intended.
You're right. When Kiera was wrestling, right, and I was 100% behind her. You know, fucking support her. Go out there, fucking make a name for yourself. Do your thing, right? You got the ends already. Let's go ahead and work those, right? And as much as I was a supporter of what she was wanting to do, when we both started realizing her knees were fucking they were just not handling this. You know, that's as much as I wanted her to be successful and would still root for her if she did. At the same time, I would be very upset that she's still putting her body, you know, in the situation she is. So I'm sure as a spouse, she's like, love you, I'll support you, but you're a fucking idiot.
Right.
You know?
Back to the NXT side, we got Tegan, Candice, and Johnny having a weird dinner that was 3 segments. 3 segments of bad acting. The food fight did not save much. The Michael Scott dinner party fight at the end that destroyed the TV.
Let me tell you what got me more than anything. Like at first, I thought it was a cute, fun segment, right? Oh, this is cute and funny, whatever.
But by the third time,
but when they went back to it and they were having the food fight and Johnny came down, fucking what's the Aussie chick's name?
Tegan.
Tegan Knox.
So Tegan, when she's supposed to be angry and pissed, she's doing the Apollo Creed and she won't stop fucking smiling.
Apollo Crews,
yeah. She won't stop fucking smiling. And it's like, stop fucking smiling. You're supposed to be like fighting right now with your best friend. Your heart's broken and you're throwing food at each other and you're pissed. You're not just like, this is so fun. We're doing TV together.
Yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, that about covered that one. We have the next build here. Shotzi and Robert Stone brand thing, Thalia spills over into Io. And we find out that Shotzi's going to take on Io next week. I kind of like this, Rob, when she picked up the title at the end of this segment.
I did too. I like Shotzi. I think she's made a name for herself. She deserves the title shot, even if it's not successful, right?
Right.
But I got to tell you, anytime I see Robert Stone and that fucking tank on the screen, I am locked the fuck in.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
He paused AEW. Yeah,
I did. I'm sorry. The fucking Robert Stone and Aaliyah gimmick right now, for me, is one of my favorite parts of NXT. It is so fucking, it's so awesome. I love it. It fucking makes me laugh every time.
But I do like this. Again, I agree with every one of your points, Rob. I don't really have too much to add. Brian, what'd you think here?
No, I love it. I love the fact that Shotzi is going to be the next one that's in line. However, I have to strongly disagree with Rob about the whole Tank and Robert Stone thing. The first time it was funny. The second time, okay.
No, dude, it's like
I'm just so over it.
I have watched
the first time they ran over one leg. The second time it was a different leg. The third she ran over him entirely.
Look.
How is that not different, Brian?
I have watched Maximum Overdrive, the movie, probably 400 times in my life.
4,400?
Yeah, and that scene where the fucking steamroller runs over the fucking little kid playing Little League, I watched that a million times, and I laugh every fucking time I watch it.
Well, you also laugh at the Mac and me going off the cliff.
I do. I do. So I'm sorry. Every time he gets run over by that fucking tank, or even the thought of it, it just fucking brings me into giggles. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's sadistic or what, but I fucking love it.
Okay. Moving on. We get a Thatcher promo and find out, that he's going to take on Punishment Martinez next week. The only reason I even want to bring this up, if anyone else made the comparison that Rob did, but this guy sounds an awful lot like
Roman Reigns.
Oh my God.
With the wettest
It's
hair.
like a doppelganger fucking promo.
and there's similar build. They don't show their chest. No, Priest takes his shirt off. I'm mistaken. He just comes to the ring in a weird vest. But
Awkward conversation.
Anyway, well, I'll apologize like JR later. Nobody gets that. But
No, I get it. I hate that. I hate that for him.
Yeah.
Quit being a bunch of fucking pussies. Men like women. We talk about women in ways that might not be flattering.
This was different, though.
No.
This was different.
Look, I'm not talking
It
about.
wasn't
I'm not
malicious.
I'm not talking about like Sammy Guevara type shit, right? I'm just saying you can look at a girl and go, "Oh man, I hope her titties pop out."
No, you can't. No, you cannot
You can't
say
do
that.
that?
No,
You can't do that.
no.
I mean,
Oh my God.
if I'm in
please.
the privacy of my own home, I can't just go.
No,
Privacy of your
no.
own home, but not on fucking national TV.
Well, I'm just saying he's a man. It slipped. Let him go. He's fucking old school. Let him be. Fucking
No,
JR.
I mean, it was very mild
Matter
to
of
ask
fact-
for a wardrobe slip. He didn't say, show me your titties,
No, I'm
Rob.
saying-
That's
no,
a
I
very,
understand that.
very
No, I get
different
that.
thing. No, you second ago you didn't.
I'm saying it's JR. It's JR. Why not just give okay, give it to him. You fucking, you know?
This time, this one is totally for you.
I'm just saying.
There goes our attempts at female viewership.
You're not watching us, no way. You ruined that years ago.
Oh man,
All
I
right.
have no idea what's going on.
Back to wrestling. I don't know where I was. Oh, Velveteen Dream got fed a jobber and Kushida attacked him. I don't want to talk about Velveteen.
I don't care.
On the other side, we have a lot of weird things. Okay, Orange Cassidy is fighting Angelico, who I forgot was even in existence.
Angelico.
Angelico. It's a soft G.
Whatever.
Angelico.
He's very white. It's Angelico.
It's a gyro. It's a gyro. damn it.
Gyro.
Proud and powerful attack, Orange Cassidy.
They call it gyro in Greece. I swear to
Gyro.
I always get people always piss me off so much. People are like, it's a euro. It's a euro. You go to fucking show Mars. It's a euro. You know what?
Okay.
You know what? Have you been to Greece? Because I've been to Greece.
I think he just wants to fight.
I've been to Greece multiple times, and when I go to the fucking stands, they're like hot dog stands there. I'm like, hey, can I get one? Oh, you want gyro? You want gyro? Fucking give me a gyro. They call it a gyro in Greece. Fucking deal with it.
Okay, gelato.
Euro. That's Euro's some racist shit. You just assume they can't say j.
Cool.
Or yeah.
Cool. So Angelico and OC, proud and powerful attack.
I was trying to move off this one. I'm sorry.
Proud and powerful attack. And we find out about a parking lot brawl. I think this is a perfect Dynamite feud. I think it's run its course, and they'll blow it off next week. I hope there's no further chapter. They don't add a 6-man tag the following week. I have no problem with this. I don't know why you're trying to blow past it, Brian. I think this is fine. It keeps these guys relevant and on TV doing something.
Yeah, best friend Santana Ortiz, but it feels very what do you guys say? Retread almost, and not so much with best friends and Santana Ortiz, but the whole Inner Circle versus them and Orange Cassidy. I really wanted to see something.
Well, that's why I'm saying I hope this is blowing it off.
I don't think that. No, this was the build of it. What are you talking about? I feel like I wanted to see something with TH2.
No, I'm talking about
Build-A-Bear
next
group.
week. Next week is the blow off.
I don't know if it's a blow off.
Like Proud and Powerful and Best Friends will move away from each other. Inner Circle and Best Friends and OC will move away from each other.
Did they announce that match next week?
Yeah, it's a parking lot brawl. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's
That's right.
fine.
So-
Let's blow it
That's
off.
right. So I hope it's a blow off. I hope that's it, and then those guys can move on. But I really, really wanted to see TH2 kind of benefit from this appearance. Well, on Halico, I really wanted to see them build off of this. But I'll take a Best Friends versus Santana Ortiz.
They're
as
good
well,
on dark.
I guess.
Main event.
The Bucks super kick Marvez for no fucking reason, apparently. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Are the Bucks heel?
Bro, did you hear Marvez? Did you hear that sound he made?
Dude,
Brian, for the love of God, will you just let me and my brother eat lunch?
I'm sorry. I'm going on my hate train. I'm sorry. I'm choo-choo. Here it goes, Brian.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
This is the worst heel build I think I've ever seen.
What's up, 11 and DP?
I mean, just a solo change, like a fucking out of nowhere would be great. But this slow build has been horrible. And them double drop kicking fucking Marvez.
Super kick.
Super kicking. Double super kicking Marvez. I didn't enjoy it. I was actually like, man, dude's in his fucking 50s. You know, you're not being heels. You're being dicks. That's what you're doing right now.
It's like when Kane set JR on fire.
Yeah. I'm not going to boo you because I want you to lose the match. I'm going to boo you because you kick old men, you assholes.
So here's
That's fucking heat.
Yeah.
Here's a quote from
It's
Sklenar.
X-Pac heat.
He says, if you measure heel as you don't like the team and want to see them get beat up every time you watch them, then the Bucks have been heels since October 2019 for him. Yeah.
Just a bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
There you go. Sklender's not even here, and he got that.
Yeah, DP made a good point. He said that wasn't very Christian AF. That's true.
Oh, yeah, they got to change
Very
their
true. They
shirts.
just had that new T-shirt.
So up next, we're going to talk about the best man, Myro, right? Right, Rob? That's how you say it?
It's
Myro?
It's a Myro. Fuck yeah, it is.
Welcome, Miro. And we heard chants of Miro Day. Thank God it wasn't the fake Twitch guy and Brian Pillman Jr. Those would not have been great.
That was Puff. That was Puff.
Puff.
Get it
why
right.
they
Puff
they
with
fat
one
shaming
F.
Puff?
Oh, I don't know who Puff is.
Yeah, why they
He
fat?
wrestles in the Buffalo area. He's good. He's good buds with the Butcher and the Blade.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I bet he is.
Yeah,
I bet he
he's
is.
blown up like them. So first off, I like that Miro is not here going, hey, I'm going to challenge for the title next week and lose like every other debut.
Why is DP being all like a buzzkill there?
Well,
Wow, what's he saying?
He's like, I'm fine with the guy being there and having a new job, but you notice the voice I'm putting on it? But
No.
the cheap shots at WWE have got to stop.
no, so, and that's
come
where I was
on.
getting to when you cut me off.
I'm sorry. I didn't
On Mondays,
add him.
you would have got so angry
Oh,
with me.
no, that's only if you do it for 4 years repetitively.
So
you gotta do that for a long
Vice
time.
said he loved the WWE shots. Here's the ones I got. He said, 10 years I chased, he goes, I was kept under that glass ceiling, chasing an imaginary brass ring. And he says, well, it's time to shove that ring up your ass. And that was, as Rob put it off air, that's a shot right at you, Vince.
And you know what? And he didn't drag. That's all it's got to be. Let the guy come on there. We all want him to talk some shit. We all do. Because we all know he was misused. We all know he was treated badly. And then he's cut for fucking. And they kept his wife. Are you fucking serious? She was a bigger profit draw. And you fucking openly said that when you were over that you were just a joke. I mean, yeah. Let that guy come in and be real for one line. And then move into a story.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He's going to come out with Kip and stuff. I wonder, Brian, and I got a little vibe of this. What if this is all somewhat of a little bit of a red herring, and he now has Penelope as his valet at the end of this?
That's kind of where I thought this was going, especially because of how he left off from WWE with the whole fucking cucking and him and Lana and who was it? Who was the one?
Bobby Lashley?
No, Liv. Liv was the one that like ruined their wedding and all that stuff. So like having him come in with this whole wedding thing, it does make sense. I mean, although him and Kip is very random, I do appreciate the fact that they're kind of furthering this whole Rusev, Miro, whatever you want to call him, thing with like.
And Kip's finally doing something post Havoc.
Well, and him too, exactly right. But I'm with you guys. I think it's just going to be it's a red herring. He's not going to be with them for a while, maybe a few weeks, and then he'll go a separate way.
All right. So, real quick on the board, Vince needs to be called out, but them swiping at WWE is old. That's from DP. They say they want to be an alternative, but can't get them out of their heads. No. I mean, in a kayfabe fourth wall break era that we are in, they should absolutely be taking shots.
Yeah.
They want to get noticed by the other. They want to take the Fruity Pebbles and bring them over here, or the unsatisfied marks.
Yeah.
And bring them over to their brand. I mean, I don't think that's any problem because guess what? It's going to be shared on social media.
Yeah, if I take your girlfriend, I'm going to be like all up on her in front of you like, I got your fucking bitch.
Yeah, Kip does it to Joey all day.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's true.
There you go. So
Well,
yeah,
I think Joey's okay.
take a fucking shot. Who fucking cares, man?
Yeah,
you know
Joey
what
somehow
You know what I
upgraded.
really want? You know what I really want besides
What I
some
really want?
besides
Tell
some
me what you
cupcakes? I really want Miro to have a feud with Dark Order. Help me out here, Brody Lee. I want him to have a feud with Brody Lee for the TV title
For the ages.
and I want Miro to win it. I want him to be the one that takes the throne from fucking. Brody
Well,
Lee.
and Miro, I think he has to be one of those tough faces.
Yeah. I want him to work his way there though. I'm not saying some fucking next week he has the match. Not that bullshit. You know,
Not
don't get
that
me wrong.
bullshit.
No.
Not that bullshit.
No.
All right, on the other side, we got Breezango. They're talking about Emporium, no sizzle. I love how Dango drops the belt right at the start of this promo over his shoulder.
It smells like gold and baby oil.
Rob was tickled this whole segment.
It was.
I like what they're doing with their Emporium. I like them as champs. I hope they don't lose. We also had Bronson Reed beating Austin Theory. Cool. Keep those guys relevant, I guess. Let's go to the other big story on the other side. We have separate interviews. Tony with Hangman is the first one, and then we have Kenny and JR. Let's start with Tony and Hangman. My take, guys, here, and you can jump in when you want, is that Hangman sounded like a sad drunk tonight. It's all my fault, and me and Kenny will get those titles back. We're gonna reevaluate and go back to work. And then JR, when he's interviewing Kenny's like, nope.
I'm doing my singles thing.
We're not even gonna be friends, bro.
He was like, I bottomed out after losing to Jericho. Hangman brought me back up through the tag division, but it's been a year. I'm going to be a singles guy.
I was letting Brian jump in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you addressing me?
Are you waiting for
sorry,
the
I
All
was
Elite
reading
hour,
the
or
board.
you want to answer now?
Yeah. Well, I was just reading the board. Bus put up a good point about Miro. He said, people already bitch about AEW. Just imagine what would happen if Miro joins a new company and immediately gets a new blonde manager. I'm sorry. That took over my brainwaves, and I was
No,
I was just reading that.
They don't need to do that. That would be bad.
Tease it. Don't do it. Tease it.
I wonder if they're throwing a smoke screen up on Hangman. I mean, like, were we sniffing too hard on the Four Horsemen thing, and they realized that it was becoming very obvious, and they wanted to pull it back a little bit?
Hangman's not in the group if Cody is.
Yeah, but Cody's doing his fucking whatever that is, that fucking TV show. Or
All I know is he's got Brandy at home, and he's got Rosario Dawson as a co-star on this set. Those are two very beautiful women.
Yeah, good for you, bro. Good for you.
Fuck.
My God. I'm sorry. Am I being respectful? I don't want to get JR'd.
No, yeah, you didn't.
Yeah. Whew, man, good life.
All right. So next, I think
Anna kind of Vice said something that's relevant to what you're just talking about.
Yeah, I think he says the cleaner is coming up, and he's fine with that. I think that the long game is possibly what Stike says. I think Omega could be the one to topple Mox. I don't see it then turning into an Omega Page feud for the title right away. No, I don't think you need to go there yet. I think they probably have their feud before Omega goes to Mox.
You know what'd be cool? Here's what'd be cool. Because Omega was very clear. I want to be ranked, right? It'd be cool if Omega gets on, and this is how they could finally use the ranking system in the storyline. Omega gets on the ranking board, and Hangman is so desperate to be with Omega, be side by side, or at least compete with him, or whatever it is, that he's battling to try to keep up with him in the rankings until eventually they get to 2 and 3 and battle for the number 2.
I think that sounded better in your head.
No. No, that's great.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
Are you giving yourself a Roddy?
No, yeah.
But wait, who's gonna be heel?
I'm heartbroken.
Like Kenny sounded like a heel. Hangman sounded like a heel. He was saying when he was drinking while he was doing the promo, he said that he feels like his whole body is filled with poison. I mean, that whole all those lines sounded like he was.
I think they're trying to blur the line here. They don't want us to guess. They don't want us to know is it going to be the cleaner, full on Kenny heel?
Yeah.
They don't want us to know.
Are we going to get the first ever wrestler that's going through sobriety? Is his gimmick going to be, I got my 30-day chip?
No, that's HBK. He kind of did that.
Yeah, but it wasn't his gimmick,
he was
right?
more godly.
It wasn't. Yeah, I'm just saying, Hangman's going to come back and start going to meetings.
How godly is he really if he has God as a tag team partner for a gimmick? I mean, you can't sign off on that.
Using God for your own vanity. Shame on you.
Anyway, moving on. Hager and Y2J beat up on Janela and Kiss. Janela got thrown through a table, and Jericho sprayed Sonny's face.
What happened to Janela?
He got thrown through a table.
Just a bad boy, Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
Taken out. Yeah, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Coming to the ring.
Let's talk about the fallout here.
Let's talk about his dick.
Skinny fat.
Because I disagree with Rob here off air, Brian, before we went on, and I told him to save it for the show. I think this is a big step back for both Jericho and Hager to be like, hey, we're going to go to the tag division.
No, I don't disagree with that, but I'm so used to tag teams.
They have so many fucking tag teams.
No, I get that, but I understand that. Those arguments are all valid. I just meant the presentation of it. For so long, we've seen tag teams form. Either they originated that way or they happened by happenstance. They were placed together. There's all these different ways that tag teams in WWE. It's just kind of like two guys show up together and all of a sudden they're a fucking tag team. There's no explanation. This was a very clear explanation. We're gonna be Frankenstein. Yeah, absolutely. But we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see what we can do at it. A real acknowledgement that, hey, we are now a team. You don't have to guess. Here is our goal. We're gonna try this out. I like that. It was very. I understand what's happening now. I don't have to sit here and go on this show, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they doing Frankenstein? They just said, hey, we're gonna give it a shot at it. Okay, I'm good.
I think you finally got rid of two huge stars, Paige and Omega, from your tag team division, and you moved them on, and you didn't so much Frankenstein. Everything you said is right. There's a reason they're there and stuff, but you took two guys that are in singles, and you're like, we don't really have anything for you for a little while, so we want you to go down in the tag team division because we don't know how to make stars down there with our great roster. And then you follow it up right after with an FTR celebration that was gold. Yeah. I don't see where you're going with this.
First off, Jake Hager. Jake Hager is never going to be a big deal. I'm sorry. I'm going to break that to everybody right now. He is never going to be a big deal. Even if he at one point holds the big belt, it won't be long, and he will never be a big deal. That is a fact. And that's not hating on him. It's just not in his cards. Jericho is going to be entertainment no matter where he is. He's going to bring the fun anytime. Yeah, he was great as Le Champion. We all enjoyed him as a title holder. But there is way more talent that we need to discover here and try to propel to different heights. Jericho did his job, putting the company on the map, carrying that title to begin with, and now he's just having some fun. So I don't think it. I think it's actually best case scenario for both of them. It gives Hager something to do because he hasn't been doing shit and he wasn't going to do shit.
I agree, but I think it's also just a misuse of Hager. He has a very, very poor record.
I think it's a perfect use of him.
He has.
What's his use? What's his use?
His use is to be somebody's heavy there, not necessarily a tag division. For Jericho to say,
that's
look,
a petty distinction.
I don't know. I mean,
that's a petty distinction.
I guess. Brian, am I alone in thinking Hager should be and Jericho should be somewhere else? I mean, do you who? Not really whose side are you on, but what's your take?
Yeah, I don't think that Hager should be anywhere else. I think he's fine in the tag division. I think you're right when you say that he doesn't really. I can't see him being the world champion in AEW. Maybe the TNT champion. It is weird to see Jericho go down to the tag division. The only thing I could think of is that maybe he's trying to become like the first Triple Crown AEW champion, I guess. Maybe go for the tag belts and then eventually go for the TNT title.
But are we forgetting? I mean, some of the best work he did in WWE was with KO. I mean, they were a thing. They were
more of an alliance, just like they have been with Inner Circle here.
They were, but you're giving Jericho again that playoff gimmick every week.
Yeah, but he had that in the beginning of Inner Circle.
All right.
Remember, Hager was great in those promos where he said nothing. It was.
I think you're being petty.
All right, we're splitting hairs here.
I mean, his last feud was an orange, or his last match was a mimosa match. It's not like he was shattering the fucking Tokyo Dome.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
On the NXT side, we got Killian versus Roderick Strong. Fish is ringside. Drake comes out, gets involved. Killian sort of makes the save and tries to leave. Drake won't let him, so Killian punches Drake in the face.
I was so sad. Like, he was so small, and he was just like, I just want a friend. Can you hold me like Lemmy from Mice and Men? Just pet me.
Right.
Don't break me, though. I was so sad. And he punched him in the face, and that was just heartbreaking. I felt really bad.
I have no problem with, because if he didn't, Rob, then Killian Dane's a new teddy bear.
That's okay. Well, we've seen him as a brute for a long time. This is who he's been, and it's done nothing.
They are who we thought they were.
He's done nothing to propel himself in the road he's been taking. Yeah, fucking show a different side of him. Why not? What's it gonna hurt at this point?
I'm with you, Rob.
Okay, moving on. Doesn't really need anything else to cover it.
No.
MJF dictator John cheats. The campaign is over. He fires everyone. Nina is smiling so big.
The whole fucking time.
He says, "Get your stained teeth and bullshit face out of here."
Yellow stained teeth.
He fires everyone, and then there's Wardlow. And we find out that Tony Khan doesn't pay for Wardlow. MJF does. This has been building, we all know, for a while, but this is a good, hey, keep you back in line moment. Like, we're not ready to pull the trigger, but everybody knows what's coming eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you think, Brian, you think it's like Diesel and Shawn, right? Eventually there was going to be a turn. But when you think a turn's coming, and then they throw a factor in like that. And I remember when they did that shit with Big Show, it was stupid.
Didn't they do it with Virgil, with DiBiase?
Yeah, I think Virgil and Big Show both went through that. And those were stupid angles. This one, I think, they were. I'm sorry. You made Big Show look like a pussy. I'm sorry.
Okay, pussy. You pop that microphone.
Pussy. But this, I like this one. I guess that's my whole point.
You liked it.
I liked this one. I did. I thought
I like it a lot.
It was a good angle. It makes you understand why Wardlow takes his shit, right? More
Wardlow
context.
takes his shit.
Context is fucking king, Brian. Go ahead, Brian. I took all your thoughts there. My bad, man.
You didn't take all my thoughts. Not at all. I really do think that. I mean, this whole Wardlow and MJF thing has been brewing for a while now. So it was nice to finally see Wardlow kind of step up to MJF and tease a little bit of friction. I don't know where they're going to go from here, but I do like the fact that it kind of. I mean, fucking MJF fired everyone from his. I don't know what you're going to call it, his cabinet or his
entourage.
No, that would be his campaign staff.
His cabinet, yeah, like JBL's cabinet. But I do like that they set this whole thing up because I do like to see. I want to see Wardlow get away from MJF. I like that he was introduced this way, but I want to see him do his own thing, and this is a good step in that direction.
I disagree. I think he's fine where he's at. There's nothing for him right now.
Yeah, right now. I agree with the right now part.
Sure.
All right, so we have Starks out there mocking Darby because he hurt his pinky and couldn't skateboard with his friends. I found that entertaining. I'm glad it was short and sweet. Then we have FTR and Tully and the greatest tag champs ever. He says it's Fear the Revelation. Is this just what they're doing now, or is this going to be the permanent what FTR stands for? Because they've been going all over the place.
They're being literal. They're telling us to fear the revelation because Revelations is happening right now in the world. So they're literally telling us to fear it. Like, no, it's fucking happening. It's not our name. We're telling you, it's fucking happening.
Yeah, they did a shoot on SCU saying, 20 years ago, you could have been something. They claim to be the locker room leaders, kind of a little bit like a backhanded nod here to what Seth Rollins is doing. I felt a little bit of that in them saying, we're the locker room leaders.
Well, I mean, that's a generic sports term. I don't know if I'd really feed too much into that one.
Yeah. Well, and then Jurassic Express comes and runs them off. And
fucking cosplay. I love the insults on them. That was fucking great.
Dude, them running down all the tag teams, like even calling Billy Gunn, calling him a second rate, saying that he was in a second rate Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I fucking love all these little subtle digs. I know some people aren't all about it, but I don't know. It feels right when FTR says it.
Now, Brian, I'm holding it up here. If you're watching on YouTube, they've got the one finger down. Is that because Cody's off TV?
No, I think it's because Tully Blanchard in shop class lost his finger.
No, I did have a shop teacher that didn't have a finger, Mr. Steigerwald. Was he a shop teacher? He was a gym teacher. Sorry, never mind. Who's
the real next feud
you want to
for
tell
FTR?
Something, Brian? There's something on your mind you need to get off.
Who's the real feud for FTR?
Yeah, FTR is fighting Jurassic Express next week. If the Express get the win, they're going to have a title shot, which means they're not going to do all that programming. It means that somebody's going to come out after they beat Jurassic Express next week and be the new contenders. Who is it?
God. I have no idea.
Bucks.
I really don't. No, it's not gonna be the Bucks. They have so many heel tag teams right now.
Vice says the Bucks. Duh.
FTR, the Bucks.
Logic doesn't matter with the Bucks. Whatever gets them on TV.
Well, that's true. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
a combined rate of 320.
It's everybody keeps saying this and throwing it out there. It's the best tag team division in all of professional wrestling, and you can't name me who would be a good contender.
Because there's so many.
This isn't the women's division, Brian.
Yeah.
You can name one here.
That's a fluff statement. I think it's a good division. Don't get me wrong, but it's a fluff statement. The best tag division. I don't know.
You don't think so?
Maybe
dude, by far
talent-wise,
the best tag
they
team.
still have some booking issues to work out. Talent-wise, I'll agree with you.
I think
I
they
agree.
have depth, but is all the depth quality? That's
It is.
Oh,
It
Bus
is.
says the Bucks won the number one contender match, so they're the number one contenders. Okay, cool.
What? When did they win the number 20?
when they decided to, Brian.
Yeah.
When they fucking decided
When they
to.
booked themselves too.
Yeah, that's true.
Adam had me
Right.
giggling in the garage tonight, which isn't a hard thing tonight. But but he had me giggling. He said that isn't it funny that the Bucks total combined weight is like 350?
Yeah, it's like 385.
We were talking about, if Luchasaurus is a monster, and you were, I forgot your point when you were bringing it up, but then we went on the whole thing about, like, you know what, the monsters in AEW though are only monsters in comparison to their coworkers.
Yeah, like Billy Gunn looks like a monster here.
Yeah, Billy Gunn. All those guys are fucking mid-card size at best in WWF. That's not a dig. That's just a fact. I'm sorry.
Well,
Do
it's
you know
slowly
what Jim
evolving.
Cornette calls all elite wrestling?
Oh, please.
He calls it all petite wrestling.
Oh.
Oh, that's funny. I bet Jim Cornette would say, "I hope her titties pop out."
Probably.
All
that
right,
motherfucker
moving
definitely
on. Let's
You get a
see.
fucking titty to pop out.
We're going to a women's segment. Will you shut
Bro.
the hell up?
Sorry.
Tay Conte and Nyla Rose have a match. Typical fashion for AEW, you lose your debut. Doesn't matter how good.
Doesn't matter that you cried when you came out of Gorilla.
Right, and we find out that the vicious bitches are what we're naming Nyla and Vicky. I'm sorry if you're gonna say vicious bitches. Maybe you can make some other claims there. Sheeta makes the save in street clothes with a kendo stick, and
Mom jeans.
Tay
See,
Conte.
I'm having all these JR thoughts right now. and I want-
Tay Conte, she left NXT because she was not getting used quickly enough, whatever. Here in her debut, she is an
At all.
afterthought of the number one contender, Nyla Rose, and Sheeta's feud.
No,
that was put on pause for, what is it?
No, it's
Fabula
not fair.
Rosa?
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Thunder Rosa.
It's not fair.
What's
Big
not fair?
Big Swole is just in a big program, getting a good name for herself. Big Swole debuted, I believe, against fucking Nyla Rose and got fucking beat, and she's getting pushed now. So just because Conti shows up and loses
I
doesn't
just
mean.
have no faith in the women's division there.
But I'm giving you an example from the women's division that should show you that you're wrong.
Big Swole was in a horrible match against a person
That's
who
not
can't
the point.
wrestle.
And
That-
she lost.
Well, that's not the point. The point is that
She lost? I thought she won.
She had a long
Oh, she won.
program
You're
that
right, you're right.
highlighted her on the show. She was pushed. Even if she lost a few, she was still pushed.
Okay.
People lose so they can move on to better things.
People with the name Matt.
Yeah, but
get
then
pushed.
why does everyone complain about, like, when Brody Lee came in his first match, he lost? When who was the other one? Lance Archer, when he came in for his big match. he
Because
lost.
Wardlow.
because they have the name
Brian
ID.
Cage.
They have the name ID that they should have been successful initially, but they got pushed too hard too fast.
True.
Yes, we all
Conti
know.
doesn't really have that.
We all know that you guys can be champions the minute you debut. That doesn't mean that you should necessarily right away be, or even be right away in contention for it. I want to see you build your way to the title. I want that story in your character. I don't need you just thrust in there and turned into, when Joffrey dies. I don't need you to become the new king of fucking of King's Landing. I mean, fucking come on.
Lord of the Rings? What is that?
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian doesn't get that.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Moving on. We said what we needed to say. Let's start to round this out. Last segment for NXT: Rhea and Mercedes steel cage match.
I did not know it was going to be in a cage.
Action outside the cage beforehand. Apparently, Robert Stone, after the fact, has put a restraining order on Mercedes. So that's done.
She can drive the tank.
Rhea got her butt kicked for a while here, but I like this match. I think this should have been on TakeOver 30
Yeah.
in place of the Thatcher Finn match. But I can see where they had to get Finn on there because he's about to be champ.
I think OSHA.
Well, no, they didn't know that at the time.
I think OSHA should inspect those cages before they put them up. 'Cause
What's up, Evan?
The fact that all four walls were not, joined at the ring, at the corners, and you
That's
allowed
true.
for that little slip in there where they could get through it, not on a competitive standpoint, but on a fucking safety standpoint, that might not be the best design. I'm just saying. Might
Yeah,
not be the best.
We're gonna guillotine somebody in the middle
Yeah,
of.
I'm saying you're gonna fucking hurt somebody like that. Put the fucking walls together. Quit trying to be. Oh, we're gonna be different and unique, something new, something fresh. You know.
That's like 2 years ago. He's all over the place, Brian.
No, it's okay. I love it.
Oh, okay. Closing it down on the AEW side, we got Brody and Dustin. Why? I'm happy for you, Dustin. You look great for you being in your mid-50s. I don't know why they. This is a big thing, Brian, and I want you to address it before Rob. That is a fail for me. All these championship matches with people that we know are not going to win. I'm sorry, they were not going to give Brody Lee the title and then 2 weeks later have him lose to Dustin.
Yeah, you're being petty.
No. I mean, to be honest, the match itself
I'm petty
was,
for that. You
it
thought
was just
Dustin was
okay.
gonna win.
I mean,
Go ahead,
for it
Brian.
to be the main event of the show, I think was a little
Yeah.
over the top. I don't think it needed to be the main event, but I mean, the whole story with this was pushing the whole dynamic with the Dark Order and Colt Cabana, and they're all of their differences too. I really don't think. I mean, Dustin was just kind of a means to an end for the Dark Order and their whole story that's going on.
Right, but it didn't need to be.
No, none at all.
Okay.
It didn't need to be for the title. Could have been just a match.
He's a believable contender, right? Which was something we all bitched. We kept getting these fucking indie guys, and they're not believable. He's a believable contender. He could have won that match, and I wouldn't have been like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, okay, that happened. That's number one. Number two, there was a story that got him into this match, right? That not just the victory he got to propel himself there, but also the assault on his family. That's a good story angle to get there. And
Sure.
it's a quick TV feud that is now over. I mean, so
Here's my thing, it's very
I think this
simple.
is a perfect booking.
No, here it's very simple.
I
If
thought-
you do not put the title on this match, you do everything the way it happened.
No.
You don't put the title here. Now there's a chance that I believe, and probably more people believe, that Dustin could win.
Nope, you can't. You cannot do that. You cannot have a match with the TV champion.
That's how you get
You
yourself
cannot
into
have a match.
contenderships.
You cannot have a match with the TV champion and not have it for the belt.
And he lost clean.
Yeah.
He lost clean.
I think that's a
It
huge.
lasted longer than
if-
Cody, is what Stike said.
Besides tag team matches, I think any match for the TV title on TV that is not a title match is a mistake.
This was a title match. What are you talking about?
I understand. I'm countering Adam.
Oh,
Adam says it
gotcha.
shouldn't have.
Yeah, keep up, Brian.
If it wouldn't have been the title, it'd been fine. No.
I'm sorry.
It always has to be the title. But the good thing about a TV champion is, and you didn't watch WCW, so you didn't know the joy of it. Was that feuds happened quickly? I mean, in relative terms, Muta and Sting was a 6-month thing, right? And it was high impact, and then it went away. Then it was Arn and somebody, something like that. That's the good thing about this. This can be a quick feud that ended tonight, and now the TV champion moves on.
The whole fucking show was a great TV
Miro.
champion, right, Brian?
Yeah, you could say that. Sure.
What? I could say. I thought you would be agreeing with me
He
there.
can say whatever he
I
wants.
did. I said.
You
I
can
said
say whatever you
could
want.
that.
All right.
It's free country.
So we got award.
For now.
We got award time. We're going to do two, the Marked Out Award and the Petty for both shows. So get those ready, board and stuff. I want to quickly plug next week. We have Emporium and I can't even say it right now. Imperium versus Breezango for
Imperium
the tag
Ports.
titles. Priest versus Thatcher for the North American. Io versus Shotzi non-title. See, now I believe Shotzi could win. If she was fighting for the title, I wouldn't believe
It's not
it.
a TV title. It's a world title.
Fuck yourself. We have Best Friends and Powered and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, LAX3, whatever you want to call them. They're going to be in the parking lot brawl. FTR versus Jurassic Express. Express wins. They get a title shot. Thunder Rosa versus Eva Lise. That should be good. Inner Circle, Private Party. When I say Inner Circle, I mean Hager and Jericho, newly demoted to the tag division. Just like
Not a demotion.
all
It's
former
not a
champs in
demotion.
WWE. Good.
My God.
And then Hangman Adam Page will take on Kazarian. Also, guess what? That could air on Thursday, but they're hoping it's going to be on Wednesday. That's the worst plug. Like, they run down the whole card,
sucks.
and then they have to end with that. I get it. I get it, Brian. It
Do we
just
know what
sucks
series
so
that is?
bad. No, I don't care.
I don't know either.
Is that Marty?
Yeah.
Hey, Marty.
Hey, Marty. It's Marty. He's not very good. He's not very well liked in the wrestling circle right now.
I hit a body when I was 13 or whatever the fuck that was.
That's
No,
like
he said it was just a wrestling storyline.
that's like the rewrite of fucking Stand By Me, right?
Yeah, he's the one who put the body next to the
Next to the
pretend it
railroad
was
tracks.
pretend the train hit him.
All the kids killed him. Fucking beat his ass.
All right, Rob, what's your marked outs for both
Back in that
shows?
day, they were vicious. My marked out for both shows?
Yeah.
Marked out is Finn Balor winning the title. That's second, or that's first only to Robert Stone in the Tank. And my marked out for AEW is that who is that?
This is Rick Rude.
Oh, it's Rick Rude. Look at that.
Yeah, I have a few Lucy's.
Sweat belly
laying
pig
around.
hogs.
Podcast, they can't see.
Sweat
Don't get
belly.
distracted
Well,
from
that's
your
why you
thought.
I'm sorry.
Subscribe to YouTube.
I got to stay on focus.
Sorry.
All right, so my marked out for AEW has to be the Jericho and Hager going to the tag division.
That's your marked out.
Yeah,
Marked out for that?
That's what it is. It is just to spite Adam.
Wow. All right, Brian.
My marked out actually was Excalibur on commentary during the main event match. He said when Brody threw Dustin through the table and it didn't break, he said, "I am the table," which is a Botchamania reference. So I popped to that. I marked
Okay,
out.
all right. Hey, actually Mosca, yeah, Machka. The marked out moment for AEW is undisputed. The fucking Miro.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, it has to
but
be,
it's
yeah.
also seconded by mine, which is Joey Janela going through a table.
That is pretty. That is
Just the bad boy Joey Janela, and I couldn't agree more.
spectacular.
Ryan, did you give your marked out for NXT?
I did not. No, I did not. I didn't have one. You know what? Fuck it. Finn winning the title. That's cool.
All right, ready? Way to piggyback, Rob.
Wow, what a bias.
yeah.
I didn't have one.
I'm gonna go with Shotzi for my marked out for NXT. I thought that spot was good for her. Marked out Finn and Miro all day for Anaconda Vice. Marked out for DP laughing at people that give AEW passes for stuff they'd shred WWE for. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Miro showing up and ripping WWE a new one. That's for Evans marked out. And Cole kicking out the Balor foot stomp. Yeah, he kicked out, but not in the end. Hager sold his ass off tonight. Thought it was great. That's from Evan. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Easily the best man, Bus says, for marked out. Let's go to Pettytown. Last stop, boys. Ryan, kick it off.
Ooh, Pettytown. You know what? For AEW, I'm going to have to say Tay Conti losing her debut match. I know that's kind of like an AEW rite of passage right now, but still, I'm going to be petty about it. I wanted to see her pick up a win.
All the women lose to Nyla Rose in their debut, too.
Yeah. And for on the NXT side, I guess it's kind of what they're doing with what the fuck is his name? Drake Maverick. I don't like what they're doing with him, and I don't know what they should do with him. Honestly, I'd rather see him
Should've
go
let
to
him
the
go.
fucking Indies. What'd you say?
Should have let him go.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have been
Like, just let him go. Just do
gone.
his own
Should
fucking
have been
thing.
gone.
Right. Yeah, but that's those are my Pettytown awards.
All right, Rob, Pettytown.
My petty town for AEW is leave JR alone.
He's just an old widow.
Fucking yeah. Yes, thank you. That adds an old widow. Fucking JR can say whatever the fuck he wants to, babies. Fucking, you got to stop turning your fucking allies into fucking enemies. I'm telling you, out there.
to be, damn it!
I'm all about PC and being respectful to everybody, but sometimes you motherfuckers get over the top, and it just makes people hate you. Thanks a lot, Bob.
I keep thinking Brian's taking his shirt off when he throws Marty Jannetty up on the screen.
That's not his shirt. No, that's not his body. I don't know how I feel about Rhea Ripley anymore. I did.
In what way?
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not speaking physically. Although it is a back and forth thing. I don't know. It's 50-50.
She won.
It's yeah. But like, as a fan, I don't know what to think about her anymore. Is she top of the mountain? Is she the badass that she was? Because the title went away, but kind of quickly. Charlotte crushed her soul, and I mean,
5.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
What is that? I don't think I've never heard that one before.
Oh, I keep that one in the that's in the fine china
chamber,
cabinet.
All right, my petty towns is Y2J and Hager in the tag team.
I've lost a lot of things, and one of them has been my smile.
And for NXT, it's New Roman. Roman Reigns.
He's gonna puke!
Pettytown's on the board. Pettytown for Evan. Need to merge the tag division with the main roster. WWE and tag team wrestling is real bad. That's for NXT. Daniel Price says Pettytown NXT title match going on first.
Can we get the Captain Obvious soundbite?
Yeah.
Captain Obvious.
Anaconda Vice, NXT on a fan of Shotzi at all. He says she bores the fuck out of me. And AEW Dustin in the main event.
No, that's not cool, man. Shotzi's awesome, and she's cute.
Evan Wright, Pettytown, AEW commentary talking during Jericho's entrance. I want to hear the fans singing Judas, not commentary. Okay, that's fair. Bus, Pettytown kicking it back to Saturday. Everyone is letting one little botch overshadow Sedell's whole career. He's still one of the best high flyers of this decade.
I had a really bad joke.
No, I don't think anyone's overshadowing it. I think that the people who don't fucking know better are the ones shitting all over him and think that was all he's ever done and fucked it up. It happens.
Hey, remind me when we get off the air to tell you
to stay focused.
No. It's okay. No.
We're trying to close the fucker down.
I know. Look, just listen. Remind me when we get off the air to tell you the random joke I had in my head about JR.
Okay, is it another taco story?
No.
Pettytown for
that's
NXT. A restraining order against Mercedes and AEW. Ricky Starks impersonating Darby again after Cage could have seriously injured Darby at All Out. They fought. Oh, they were in the Battle Royal. That's right.
Yeah, they had the fucking thumbtacks in the body bag.
That's right. I forgot all about that. I'll try and give her another shot. Hopefully, this new feud makes her less basic to me. Anaconda Vice admitting defeat there.
Oh man, basic bitches.
Chris Cross got their clothes from dyslexic tailors. Daniel Price adding a dad joke there at the end. We will be back. Me and Rob, we will be back Monday. Brian will be back sometime between now and then for All Elite Hour.
Space.
And then he will join us on
Brian,
Monday.
one day I'm going to listen. I promise.
That's okay, bro.
It's
okay.
Brian, I've listened.
Hey, what?
I've listened. I've not listened a lot. I've listened, but it's sad that your executive producer doesn't believe in you enough to listen.
That's okay. That's okay. I believe enough in myself. I believe enough in my AEH brethren. I also, you know what? I want to give a shout out, not a shout out. Rob, I wanted to talk to you about this too. Phil H, was that you?
Into something real. I'm wide awake. Are we doing? We're doing a mashup.
Let's do a real mashup.
Oh no, that one will probably hit. Never mind. We're probably gonna flag for that one.
What? Fucking Zuckerberg or whoever. Phil Higgins is gonna report us.
Phil Higgins is where?
Phil Higgins is gonna report us.
You know, I didn't realize till this week that
Go away, Peyton.
That was you, not me.
No, that dude is married to the chick from
Good Place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name? Chris.
Who?
Go away, Peyton.
Dak Shepard and Kristen Bell.
Yeah. I didn't know that they were a thing. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, they've done a whole ad campaign like for the last year and a half for like Target or something as a married couple.
I don't know, bro.
Or Bed Bath and Beyond.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Anyway.
He loves dogs. Man.
Anyway, let's close this fucker down. Trump knew. Fuck him. As if you didn't already know that he knew. Come on. We've run out of faith. This is how I feel.
Don't hang up, Brian.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Tune in next time. Same smart time. Same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.